Well, been very, very heavily involved in our local Occupy movement here in Kelowna. And one of my expertise is recognizing repeating patterns. And I'm seeing a global pattern of these Occupy movements which are resulting in great violence. And the group that I'm belonging to do not want to participate in any form of violence. And it's almost like we are fighting and trying to put a petition together to try and get the right to occupy our own land that we paid for. And they're refusing to give it to us. And even if they did give it to us, and we were able to give the homeless a little bit of heat for the winter, that will open up the doors to bylaw and RCMP constant harassment. They will constantly instigate trouble that just isn't there, which is basically what they're doing. And they're doing that because they're looking at a perspective of these are really evil people that don't know what they're doing, and they're not able to see that these are peaceful people. There's nothing wrong. The police should only show up should a problem occur, but they're showing up when there is no problem, and they're making their presence. Their statements are intimidating. They are very, very threatening. And it's all designed to keep us in fear and in disagreement and not get collective and form. So I am suggesting that we take our global protest and change the pattern a little bit. Get away from this violence. Get away from everything that doesn't work, because this is the war. We are repeating the war game. That we are standing up in the name of peace, and we're putting ourselves right at the end of the barrel of the gun, saying we want peace. We've had peaceful movements years ago, and look at where we are today. Clearly, whatever they were protesting ended up resulting in an increase in the problems, which led us to where we are today. If everything worked, then we wouldn't be here today, because it would have worked. So I wanted to share a letter that I got from Town Council. Miss Lapointe, thank you for your correspondence. It has been provided to City Council. City Council met on Monday, October 25th, and expressed their support for the rights of Occupy Kelowna to congregate and express their views in Kelowna's public spaces. This is not necessarily true. This is my adding to the text. They are, while they say that they are supporting this, they're going to tell us how they're going to make sure that that doesn't exist by the following statement. Council has confirmed its commitment to existing bylaws which limit public use of parks between the hours of 6 and 11, which means that they're not in support of our rights to occupy while they're putting a limit on how we occupy. They want to still control and dictate how we're able to get collective. And we are not able to get collective because of transportation issues. Most people that are protesting cannot afford to be down there without having like a tent city, because we're all next to homeless already. We do need food sources. We do need education. We need to share so much information. We need so much organization that you can't just set everything up at, without any transportation. Set up this whole big organization, this whole government structure that needs to be done to be able to make a major movement only between the short hours. At least they can recognize that their government structure, in order for them to accomplish a task, they have land that they're able to occupy 24/7. They have heat that they're able to use while they have their meetings. They are able to have more than what they're giving us, and yet they can't even solve social problems. So here's what my response was to that email, just so everybody in the group knows what I'm about. Yes, I am fully aware the City Council is doing everything possible to keep our group from collecting. You are unable to solve social problems. You design rules and regulations that only serve what works for you, the corporate structure, and you fail to create and design rules and regulations that serve the people you are elected to represent. Your actions and decisions that go against the greater good of this community are well noted. We are smarter than you, and we have the skills to overcome each and every attempt you make to suppress us. The way you gain power is through our labor and our purchasing power. Your power is about to be taken away from you as you do not know how to manage such power. We will not collect in the same manner that gives you control. We are collecting in a much different way than you can anticipate. Our movement is now focused on taking your power away so we have a much safer environment to live with. We will stop working for the corporate structure that feeds you, and we will stop buying from you. We will be global in our presence to stop the slavery in this area. This town will not be able to sell its fruits and wines after we let a globe know massive profits are made for the corporate structure, while abused, tortured people are paid slave wages to pick your fruit. We will form our new society with or without you, but take note, you are about to lose the power you love so dearly because you've abused that power at the cost of human life. Ending, much love to us all, Judy LaPointe. And I put a note, you clearly do not know how to solve problems while you are so busy creating them. So this is what it looks like. Like we are having, there's so much chaos. We do look like we're all over the place, which is good because we're about to learn how to get organized, how to form our groups. It's a learning process. We've never done this before. We've always had this pattern of these elites, these really, really smart people that are destroying the planet. They tend to think, see these little non-deserving, that's what they tend to use the word, but there's a lot of descriptive words they use. They say that we don't know how to manage ourselves. We would be completely lost without them. So that's what I'm kind of seeing, is that, yeah, if they look at us, they'll be saying that, see, you don't even know how to collect yourselves. You don't even know how to guide yourself down a better path. And that's not necessarily true. You're just seeing us start to learn that because we had to do everything that was wrong to know what was right. So we have given these elites, these really, really intelligent people that don't seem to know how to solve a problem, we've been giving them way too much problems or power, and it's now to take that power away. And we need to form collectively, and it's like focus on the solution. Most of us are getting unemployed. The economy is going to be crashing within a very, very short period of time, and we still need our basic needs in this local community. So it does look like, let's get busy getting people to work. We do need local food that's not picked and raised through slave labor, not Monsanto's. We need healthy food. There's opportunity for employment. Those who love to farm should be farmers, and as a community we need to support them so that they can provide us the food that we're going to need in the next few months. I think this crash is going to happen pretty darn quick. Shelter is another thing that we desperately need. Something that we can definitely afford. There is franchises galore in this town, which means everything that these franchises are doing, we can do ourselves. So we need to start forming our own businesses that are more local, and we need to know who you are and start buying from you instead of that franchise corporate structure that's just trying to destroy the planet. So there's lots of opportunity. If you see a franchise that's actually, serving the needs of the public, that means there's opportunity for a small business to start developing, which we, the group, want to know who you are. We, the group, need to support you so you can support us. I'm looking at it from a perspective that, hey, what if I did get a lot of money right now? Where would I spend my money? And frankly, there's no place for me to spend my money because these businesses are non-existent. So, you know, I do need clothing. Is there somebody locally that's actually producing and making clothes here that's not made by slave labor someplace else? I would like to buy some new clothes that I can afford. So within our new communities, we need seamstress, we need designers, you know, we need people that make shoes, that, you know, there's so many needs that we have locally. It ain't time to get unemployed. It's time to get employed and start working for yourself with the support of our community. So I think that the direction that Occupy Kelowna is taking is completely different. It's more underground, but our voices are very, very much going to be heard, and we're taking the power away from that corporate structure. Just give us a little bit of time. We'll get our wording right. We'll form our agreements. We'll work through our disagreements, and we're going to find our way out of this and hopefully set an example for all other occupies, that if we are successful at bringing down these elites within this town, then maybe everybody else could be. It's time to sort of recognize a pattern that's not really working and not actually making any real changes, and jump out of that pattern into a more peaceful one. We can do this with, you know, within our own homes. Just by what you purchase, by who you work for. You know, it's, if you're working for an organization that you know is wrong, it's time to come within this group and find out how we can support you to start a new business. What are your skills? You know, what are your assets? What can you offer us? How can we serve you? If we all started looking from that mindset, guess what? We've won already. And it just simply takes the power away from them all. Just a suggestion. I could be wrong, but I'm open to the conversation. Peace out and love to us all.